Okay, so we have one more day today. I've had a good time so far, and I hope we'll have a nice day. Before I start, are there any questions about what we've done? Anything else that anybody would like to ask? Yes, please. Which, okay, there you go. Sorry, say again.
The concept of boundary that you were talking of,
Yes.
when which we cannot stop.
Mm-hmm.
I think all the people who are very industrious and hardworking,
Mm-hmm.
it applies to all of them. Their mind is continuously working.
Yes.
So does it mean that everyone needs the same remedy?
This is a good question. Okay, thank you. So the question she's asking, she says that this concept of boundaries, everybody has the issue of boundaries. We spoke about Argenitum metallicum. And we spoke about the issue of boundaries, and we differentiated between Argenitum metallicum and Argenitum nitricum, and we showed that nitricum makes the boundaries, and that you'll see in every nitricum. All the nitricums have that issue of boundaries. So if you study even nitrogen metallicum, now some people will say to you it's about expansion, but being about expansion, it's also going to be about constriction. I can tell you one case I had about of nitrogen metallicum, a very successful case. This was a man in New York who was extremely fat, maybe, I don't know, 160 kilo or something like that, 150. I mean, America fat. And the thing was that he loved it. He said, I just love being fat, and I love eating fat food. And the fatter I am, the better I feel. And he just, he wanted to eat a lot of fat food to be large like that. And he wanted the good things in life. He enjoyed the good things in life. But that was the most characteristic symptoms. And I tried this and that and the other, and I couldn't help him. And eventually, from the desire to fat, you know that nitric acid, for instance, has desire for fat. But he wasn't like a nitric acid. The nitric acid is sour and bitter and hard and offended. But he was a nice, very pleasant chap. Eventually, I gave him nitrogen metallicum, 12C daily. And he lost, I think, 50, 60 kilo. He was down to 80 kilo by the end of it. Started exercising, stopped eating fat, got his business together, everything else. So that's just another example for you how nitricum creates boundaries or not. The comparison argmet, arginate. You see the same in plutonium, nitricum. Plutonium is obviously a very intense remedy, and it has a lot of power, but that power is deep, deep down inside. And you don't usually see it, but it won't come out. They won't let that power explode onto the world because they know it's too much, it's too dangerous. They know if they're going to explode, it's going to really cause a lot of trouble. And the nitricum is the part that gives them that boundary, that allows them not to explode. Okay. Now, back to the question. Look, every cell has a membrane. And so every cell is going to have an issue with how its membrane is functioning. And that this membrane is what we said semi-permeable. It lets in things and some things it doesn't let in, some things lets out, some things doesn't let out. And that's how we have to be as human beings. We have to learn from ourselves. Not from ourselves, from ourselves. Okay. And we have to learn what we let in and what we don't let in. Even with education from our children, they begin with no boundaries at all, like we said. Argenitum nitricum is an extremely childish remedy with extremely childish things that is always looking for boundaries. For instance, I'll give you an example. One problem with Argenitum nitricum is hypermetropia, meaning they have long vision but not short vision. But Ken says it's not in young children, it's not in adults of 45 years old who naturally start to be far-sighted. It's in children who are premature for it. Means they don't have a boundary. They see a long way. I have a friend, Rajan Sankran. One time he did a proving of Ajnit. I don't remember how, but I remember what he told me. He probably forgot by now. There was a man in the desert, and he was alone in the desert, and there was nothing there. And then he started walking a long way that way, nothing. He walked a long way that way, nothing. He walked a long way that way, nothing. So what was his sensation? No boundaries. There's nothing to contain him. So, then some remedies have two strong boundaries. For instance, the natural antidote for argenitum nitricum is Natrum muriaticum. And Natrum muriaticum has two strong boundaries. Everything is closed within the wall. So this is the issue, and of course it's always there.